I got to update my my title.
What's going on there? What happened there? You got to update what there?
I need to update the E and the R. Put the E and the R in there. It says super. I'm gonna just go with super.
You going super?
Yeah,
super.
super.
SUPER
Yeah,
on that.
super.
That's how you want to start it.
Yeah, I want.
All right, I'm not mad at it. Hey man, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the superb producer Joel Holt in the building. See, he wants
very
to
animated.
He wants the hard R on the
Whoa, wait a minute.
I thought that's what you were saying, that you wanted to have the hard R on
You
there.
just had to go there.
I mean, I was questioning what you were saying. I thought that's what you said.
We're coming in hot, and you know what? I got my soundboard working properly too, so I got all the stuff.
You're having too much fun back there.
Yes.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, man.
Baby.
Listen. You got me coughing already. Hey, man, listen, we got a jam-packed show for y'all today. Friday, finishing out the week right. We got a preview, of course, this Bears versus Lions game. This is a major game for the Chicago Bears heading into this one. And then we got to get into Harbaugh to the Bears. Could that possibly be a real scenario? We'll talk about a report that has that as a possibility. And then the Friday free-for-all, all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review if you're on the podcast side. You know what to do. Hey, man, it's Bears Lions week. Y'all already know. This is the 1 week outside of Bears Packers week that for me is the most hated week. I hate everything about Detroit, that municipality or whatever it is at this point, man. Like, I can't stand anything about Detroit, and I am glad that I'm always happy leading up to this week, except for this year. This is usually a good week for me, except for this year. Because I have to give credit where credit is due. The Detroit Lions are a good football team. And, I mean, listen, they're going to come in. They're going to get a Bears everything they got. Sitting there at 7-2. Bears right now at 3-7. I mean, it's going to be a tough one for the Bears. I think there are some things that the Bears can do well in this game. We'll jump into all of those. Joel, what are your feelings around this game? I mean, you got the revenge game for Monty. You got a ton of storylines on here. What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm hoping this is a trap game, and that this is the first time I think all season that the Bears actually have everybody for the most part. Running game, the offensive line, Fields. We have Montez Sweat now.
Yeah,
you have pretty much all the defensive players. I don't remember if Tremaine Edmonds is back. Is he back?
Tremaine Edmonds probably is not going to be back for this game. He's questionable right now. Bears come in with a lot of injury right now. Him and Jack Sanborn, both questionable for this game.
Okay,
Noah Sewell will not play.
So with the secondary, I'd like to see that we see some fireworks or something.
Yeah.
To me, this has to be a statement game because to me, this is my biggest issue with the Bears has always been not showing up at the top competition and looking like you don't belong there.
Yeah.
So you look like, okay, even if the Lions somehow win, at least look like it's a competitive game. I want you to win, of course. Well, technically I don't because I want better draft picks. But anyways, with that being said, I just want them to look like they belong on the field instead of looking like some chumps, and then we get beat.
Yeah, I think that this is a game where, right, like they're going to challenge that. The Bears right now, the second best run defense in the NFL. Bears coming in a little bit banged up, but they're going to challenge you for that. They're going to say, listen, we got David Montgomery, we got Jahmyr Gibbs. We're trying to run this football down your throats and make sure that you know that you're not the better team here. As far as the injury report right now goes, Kari Blasingame was a full go. He's going to play. Nate Davis is a full go with the ankle. He's going to be back as well. Limited today for Tremaine Edmonds. He's questionable. I would expect him probably not to play because the only playing time that he got was the walkthrough, or pretty much today's day. Justin Fields, a full go. He's back. That's good to hear. Deontay Foreman, questionable as well. That is a big one because Courtney Cronin talked to me over on the Chicago Bears podcast. She said when he left that game, there was a noticeable limp with that ankle. Remember, he sprained that ankle during that last game versus Carolina, ended up coming back in, fighting through it, but there was a noticeable limp, so we'll see what that's going to be. Khalil Herbert should be back. I mean, they've got to open up a roster spot for him, though. Somebody's got to get cut. This may be the week.
Darrington Evans. You didn't see that?
Oh, they dropped Darrington Evans today?
He got
I
dropped.
missed that.
Maybe it was yesterday.
Or yesterday? I missed that.
Yeah, he got dropped. Supposedly.
Oh, man. So then the roster spot is open. Dang it.
At least that's what the internet
We're
said.
cutting Darrington Evans, and we're not cutting Velus Jones at this point, bro.
Well, that's what the internet says, and I believe everything on the internet.
Baki, you in here? Was Darrington Evans cut yesterday? I trust Baki.
Yeah.
Although he's been a little bit up and down. I don't know. He's been a little bit up and down lately. We got a little nervous
with the chat. We see Jordan in there. He said there's a lot more Pokemon cards on the
yeah. Well, shout out to the chat. Man.
I got a few more holders so I can put my other the other cards.
Yeah, we getting the table in order, man. We got a lot more swag coming in on the
swag,
table, man. It's looking good. It's looking great, man.
We got Sayers, Buffon. We saw Pat and I. We were hanging out with the legendary Hall of Fame.
We were. Shout out Chicago Sports Podcast, man. Had me over there. Got to interview Dan Hampton yesterday. That was a fun time.
Yeah, and he's every bit of 6'6".
Oh my goodness! He grabbed my shoulder, and I was instantly terrified. Dog, I felt like he sent the fear of every offensive player that ever had to stand across from him into my soul yesterday when he grabbed me by the shoulder, bro.
Yeah.
That must be an old school thing too, because Thayer does the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Whenever I talk to Tom Thayer, like he's like, I'm a grabber, baby, and like grabs you by the shoulder. It's like, where am I going? I'm with you.
He's going to direct you.
He's going to direct me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cut. Yes, Baki did confirm your report that Darrington Evans was cut. But no, it's just that I don't know, man. Like I look at so Khalil Herbert probably is going to be back there. Jack Sanborn as well. Like I said, he's questionable. Noah Sewell is out. We haven't seen much of Noah Sewell today. Had an issue with the knee, ended up tweaking that. And Terrell Smith, a full go. So that's good to hear that the secondary kind of getting itself back in order. Here's the one thing that I want to see the Bears be able to actually take advantage of, and it's this offensive line, though. Looking at the offensive line, of course, the conversation has been fully on Justin Fields, but you're going to get Aiden Hutchinson pretty much going out there, and he is the Lions pass rush.
Yeah.
He is all they have on the season. These are PFF numbers, which I always say this, take PFF numbers with a grain of salt. If the eye tests don't match what the numbers are, it's probably BS, but they do put the advanced stats together well. Aiden Hutchinson has had 52 pressures on the season. He's top 10 in the NFL on that, quarterback pressures. His pass rush win rate is 19%. That is top 15 in the league. If you look at a guy like John Kaminsky, who's kind of been able to move inside, outside, but he's played a lot on the inside, the Lions don't have another edge rusher with over 20 pressures on the season or a pass rush win rate of more than 10%. This is a game for the offensive line to go out there and try and do everything that they can to make Justin Fields transition back into the quarterback spot a lot easier. You get Nate Davis back. It's going to – I feel like the first quarter there's going to be some bumps and bruises, and hopefully they're able to settle in after that. But I really want to see this offensive line win the day versus a Detroit defense that's going through a little bit of turmoil. I mean, dog, they just signed Bruce Irvin. Bruce Irvin is 36.
Well, the Lions did?
Yeah.
He's still – well, that can still have positive results. I mean, he's a pass rush specialist type dude. I mean, he only got to play probably so many snaps. So, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily bad. What I'd like to see, to me, this game means a lot. Like this, because there's nobody else outside of maybe Minnesota that like all the games matter. And this is a real test to show there's no excuses. There's no excuses of coaching.
Yeah.
Even the quarterback play. Like we've had time, and you've gotten actually better with defense with having Montez Sweat there. So we should see something. And otherwise, hey, maybe as we're foreshadowing to the other topic where we get some real coaching in here, because there's no excuses. I want to see either Harbaugh. I mean, sorry. I want to see Eberflus.
Excuse me.
Eberflus or Getsy. Like, I want to see a complete game plan. It looks like you actually schemed to win this game and not playing scared. Like, I want to see Fields throw 3 touchdowns or just look dynamic. Not this boring stuff that we were watching last few weeks.
Well, I think that's this is proving that the 2 games is real.
Don Burr, just listening and collecting receipts.
Hey, I love Don Burr. I love Don Burr, bro. I love Don Burr. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got to be the only Bears channel that got him blocked. I got to be the only one, bro. He's one of my favorite people in the world because he comes in here every week, no matter whether the Bears are playing the Lions or not. But no, I look at I think that this week is a week where, to me, you say to Justin Fields, okay, prove to me that those 2 weeks were real.
Right.
Prove to me that what we saw versus Washington, what we saw versus Denver was real, and that the fact that you didn't have your starting center is because that's been my biggest thing. Everybody always talks about, what happened with Justin. Why was Tyson able to go out there and be good and successful and stuff like that? Well, yeah. In my mind, you gave him the guy who, and Lucas Patrick is not an elite center. I'm not sitting here saying that. But in my opinion, you gave him the guy that Justin Fields had success with. Whether that's a good thing or not, the fact that he could snap the football was very important. Cody Whitehair couldn't. Everyone agrees that that was a major issue in that Minnesota game, and yet everyone still looks at Justin and says, you got to get it done. Like that to me is mind-blowing. But all of that is null and void if now you go out there. This is the best case scenario for you. This is a scenario that we came into the season saying if you can have success, that Justin Fields should be able to have success in this.
Mm-hmm.
Your receivers are healthy. Your tight end is healthy as you can be at this point in the season. Your tight end is healthy. Your offensive line is as healthy as it's been. Excuse me. I knew it was coming. Is it as healthy as it's going to be? And this is probably your best case scenario for your run game. You're getting Khalil Herbert back. He's coming off of the ankle. Hopefully he'll be able to go out there and give you some good production. And you now have Roschon Johnson. Hopefully Deontay Foreman's still active for this game. Like, this is the best case scenario offensively you're going to get. Mm-hmm. If you can't compete with this versus the big dogs, then yeah, we can start to have the conversation on what some of the other issues are with this team. And if that issue is the quarterback, I'm willing to have that conversation. These next 7 games, Justin Fields has to prove without a shadow of a doubt that I can make plays no matter what the scenario is. It shouldn't matter that my coaches are putting me in the best position because I'm a playmaker.
Well, let's just say this. Like, I think as we've been watching this team the whole season, and what we're going to look at is that there's play calling versus the execution of the play call, right? So it's one thing where the screen king goes crazy and he's ordering up all these goddamn screens.
Going hard on the screens.
Then there's a situation where he did call a good play, but then did Fields not see the open man? Did he whatever? So that's what we got to be careful to look at. Like, maybe Getsy does call a good game, and it's just that he didn't execute what we want. Now maybe he tried to call a good game last game with Bagent, but Bagent couldn't. His limitations wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
So I want us to see how that works, and I think we're probably looking at strength versus strength, right? It's the offense of the Bears with the offense of the Lions. I know that the Lions say that the offense is their strength, and we're not. The Bears, we have to score 30 points,
100%
to a degree to win these games. Now, because they've been they lost. Did they win? They beat Carolina. That doesn't really.
I mean, we won, yeah,
like that against a really bad team. This team, we're gonna have to put up some points to beat this squad. Period. So I'm very excited to see the game Sunday. Like, I got my guys coming over. We're just gonna watch the game because this should actually be worth watching. And I think this has all the implications of what they're going to be doing going into next year.
I think this is the most important game that Matt Eberflus is going to have coach, because I think the outcome of this game, and not win or loss, but the intensity that this team fights with will dictate his future with this team.
Yeah.
And I know it's still a week-to-week thing, right? But I think that these, right, like if you end up winning the last 3 games of the season, you're talking about the Cardinals, the Packers, and
the Browns, and the Vikings.
Browns actually might be interested.
They lost Deshaun Watson.
That defense is ridiculous.
But they lost Deshaun Watson.
That defense is crazy.
Yeah, but that means they're going to be on the field a lot and they're going to get tired.
Well, that's the hope.
Well,
that's the hope.
If you're always on defense, you're going to get tired.
That's the hope they're cutting. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying,
F&A cotton, F&A
cotton. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that could this team somehow make the play that we thought they should have been, like a playoff contender? Can could they reel off and literally go 10-7 because they kind of have a full team? And they just go on a win streak that just, like, to me, this is the game that says that. Because even if they go 9-8, it's like, Well, you just basically made it the middle of the pack. I mean, at least it seemed like it was a successful season. At least 10 wins to me is a form of a success.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's a long way before we get there. I think that let's win a couple of games in a row. Let's check off 2 games in a row. And I'm be real with you, I don't expect us to get it this week. I got find 2 wins in a row, but like I don't expect us to get it this week. I just don't. So it's like for me, when I look at going up against this Lions team, the most important thing that you can do right now is just keep this game close until the end of the game.
I've been very consistent about how this cover 2 defense works, right? Every good quarterback to a degree beats this defense. And is Jared Goff, is he considered good or great that he can dissect this cover 2? Usually the tight end gives us problems. And I think they actually have a serviceable tight end. The Chargers did it against
Sean Laporte got some game.
Yeah, so
I like that young man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, why'd they get rid of Hawk? And then I saw Sean Laporte, and I was like, all right, well, I get it.
Yeah. So if he's a competent quarterback, and then on top of that, they got a tight end, and they got a pretty good offensive line, we're going to possibly be in a lot of trouble.
Listen, 100%. Look, and I think here's the thing, right? Like when I look at, I give Ben Johnson so much credit. I don't know what it is that he did with Jared Goff, but he has turned Jared Goff into the best version of Jared Goff we've ever seen. I know that the numbers won't say that.
What up, V-Dog?
I know that the numbers won't tell you that this is Jared Goff's best season, but when you watch Jared Goff play, this is Jared Goff's best season ever. I mean, like, he literally, like, I think, who was it? Jamison Williams, of course, hasn't been there most of the time. I think Amon Ryan ended up missing a game, right? Like, they've had weapons that have been in and out. The run game has had guys go in and out of it, right? Where you're not going into every week with the same level of weaponry that you have. And Jared Goff has looked consistently the same this season. I have to give him credit where credit is due. I mean, he's an MVP candidate in my book with how he's come out and played and how he's got this Lions team competing, not only just in the NFC North, but in the NFC as a whole. You look at even their losses are good losses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you're talking about their losses as, what is it? It's Seattle, which, okay, that's an interesting one. And then what's the other one? They lose to Minnesota? There's another game on there that
they lost 2. So I like knowledge on team. He's like, the Bears and Fields are going to score 40 plus. Our 3 running backs will snap. DJ Moore will snap. Commit a touchdown, and then the D will play well.
Why'd you give him the Trump voice?
I just think it's hilarious. I don't know. I mean, for my fantasy purposes, I need these jokers to go off.
Hey, facts. Oh, no. The other loss was the Ravens. The Ravens did dog stomp them. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they did. That's right.
Yeah, the Ravens dog stomped them 38-6. That was crazy. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know, man. Like I look at this Lions game as such a pivotal one. The first one, right? Like I think Justin Fields.
I know, man. I'm just joshing your knowledge.
I think Justin Fields can be more like he'll have more opportunity, right? Like if he loses his Lions game, but then the next 3 games he plays well, you'll feel good about it. But if you come out of your second mini bye or whatever this is, and your team looks unprepared, lackluster, looks like they don't know what's going on, that's it. To me, that's it. That's Kevin Warren. Kevin Warren should call down right after that and say, fire everybody. Get them out of there. Go figure out who our Antonio Pierce is.
Yeah,
because that's unacceptable. How many times have we talked about the Bears looking unprepared?
No, you're getting a car and you're driving to Ann Arbor. That's what you're doing.
We're already going to be up there.
You're going, just drive 30 minutes.
Drive 30 minutes. We're going to be up there anyway.
I think it's 30 minutes from Detroit to Ann Arbor, if I'm correct.
Like,
I think so.
Listen.
Go over there and get them. Shout out to my dad.
We should not come back. Hold on. Yep.
Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my dad, Ron Holt. That's my man.
Shout out to Pops in the building, man. Got to show love. Hey, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. If the Chicago Bears come back or show up in that game and look like they are unprepared, they should drive to Ann Arbor, drop Flus off, and just tell Harbaugh, get on the bus and bring whatever staff you need to with you.
I don't have a car horn. Jeez.
Like it shouldn't even take any time. Let's jump into that topic as well, man. We got to talk about Jim Harbaugh as well, because that's getting so interesting, and that's the title topic. I mean, are the Bears Jim Harbaugh's next stop? This is such an interesting conversation around Harbaugh, because it seems like now he's in the the 3-game suspension. He's accepted the 3-game suspension. And, he's
I always messing
I
with
feel
him.
like he's got to be done, right? He's got to be sick of this. I'm going through the recruiting. I'm going through NIL deals. I'm going through all of these different things. And every single time, y'all find a way to mess with me on something. And the reports are out there, per The Athletic, that Mike Jones from The Athletic says that Harbaugh is among those expected to receive consideration in the next hiring cycle, according to league sources who have been briefed on discussions high-ranking NFL officials have had about potential head coaching candidates. And 2 other league sources who regularly talk with teams about hiring and firing decisions said at least 2 teams, the Chicago Bears and the Vegas Raiders, are believed to be among those that would appeal to Harbaugh. Here's my question to the chat. Here is my question to the super producer, Joel Holt here. Will the Bears pay what it's going to take to go get Jim Harbaugh? Because the one thing that I do know about Mark Davis with the Vegas Raiders is he does not care about the amount of money it's going to cost to bring in a coach. He's still paying Josh McDaniels, and I believe he's still paying John Gruden, if I'm not mistaken, with the contract that Gruden signed. Will the Bears be in enough to go out there and invest monetarily in Harbaugh?
If I'm correct,
Last time that I checked.
Oh boy,
the coach's salary doesn't hit the cap. It's a separate.
No, it's not a
expense.
cap thing.
So $100 million over 10 years or however many years, that's kind of a drop in the bucket for a $4 billion organization. So it's really more about him wanting to pay for this guy, but they should do that. And plus, honestly, it was $100 million probably back when Gruden got that some years back. That was like crazy.
Yeah.
They're making more money, and that was at least 4 years ago.
I don't know how many coaches are making $100 million though.
He's
I don't think that there's
matter of fact, let's just pull the
like
record.
NFL coaches
Look,
making
man.
$100 million. We're C-Dub when you need them. We need our or JC.
Yeah, we need our
JC in the chat. We ain't got no
But
stats
he
out
wins.
here.
Look at this. He wins.
I think that's the main thing, right? When you pull up the
San
win
Diego.
total, that's the number one thing. First off, let's start here, right? Like the Bears paying enough money for him, and let me pull this super chat up here. Shout out to Emilio. He said, any new coach is going to want their guy at QB, not to fix the old one. New coaching staff means Fields is gone. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But what I will say is this. You look at this record here. Hold on. You look at these records here, right? You see what's happening here. And you look at San Diego. San Diego was miserable before he gets there. They're successful when he leaves. You look at Stanford. Stanford was miserable when he got there. They're successful when he leaves. He goes to San Francisco. 44-19-1. This guy did it with a quarterback who was already there. Alex Smith was a bust. People don't even remember. Alex Smith was the number 1 pick in the draft.
Number 1 pick.
Alex
in the
Smith
world.
was a bust. And he shows up. Alex Smith wins the very next year. Of course, what he's done in his time
And
is
then,
Michigan.
and then he took Kaepernick, and he changed his whole offensive whatever. Well, they adapted to the player that they had.
Yeah.
And they were kind of unorthodox in what they were doing. And he went to
He drafted Kaepernick.
Yeah, but I'm saying he went to 4 NFC championships.
Yeah.
They won one of them. They got cheated out of a Super Bowl. I don't care what they say.
Yeah, you and Sylvia both on that.
yeah.
Sylvia said that
I'm
today
just sitting
too.
there chilling. Oh, the lights went out. Oh, look at that. Like, no, get the heck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that crap. How does it? I don't want to hear. I'm not
You just
buying
killed
it.
the lights.
No, they get a horn for that. Shut the whole Super Bowl down. Get the heck out
You
of
think
here.
his brother would cheat him like that?
Not him. It was the powers that be.
Okay.
Anyways, the man. It was the man.
It was the man.
Anyways, the point is that the man wins. He's 80-25.
Yeah.
You know, like he has, 70%? I think he's 70% win percentage over there in Michigan. Like the guy wins.
Yeah.
And I want a winner. and
I
some
think
consistency.
that's the main thing though, right? Like when you're talking about somebody being a winner, it's about how they're winning. And Jim Harbaugh has won in multiple scenarios. He's won in so many different situations. And there's going to be some people in here, and I don't know if they're commenting now or not, but who are upset about the integrity of the game. Well, how can you bring in Jim Harbaugh? The integrity of the game, he's a cheater. Shut up.
Start winning.
Shut up. The sports don't have integrity. The sports that you cheer for, there's a podcast that comes out almost every week about how little integrity these sports have. There's something that drops about, well, the referees were doing this, or, if we were going into this game and it just felt very one-sided, or we would do it. Like every single week, we hear about the lack of integrity that the games have. I could care less about your integrity. It's about winning games or not. I remember, and it's no disrespect to anybody that feels that way, but Cap was very much on if the Cubs had cheated, it would destroy me the way that Houston did. And I was like, but then Houston went on to win again. Well, they didn't cheat in that. Well, how do we know? Everything after that is questioned, right?
Cannot
Everything
play
Bill
with it.
Belichick has done
Can't do it.
since then has been questioned. Yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick is absolutely cheating all the time.
Well, I mean,
And only the times that he gets caught are we worried about it.
well, I don't know. I think that maybe it was just a bad apple. And maybe they just didn't, we don't know what happened. Okay. The point is, if it works out.
We know what happened.
No, I don't know. I didn't see it.
We know what happened.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So regardless of the fact, the guy wins. He won a lot.
Yeah.
And looking at that record up there, I want a winner. I think it's more about, I think he comes across as a leader, and it looks like he's able to really put teams together. I mean, when he was coaching the 49ers, they were a powerhouse.
Yeah.
They were favorites. And then of course Seattle just goes nuts with the Legion of Boom, and they got beast mode. So it's like now you got two, strong division opponents. So you're fighting every game just to win. He still had to fight up against them and was still doing well. So to me, I think he has his team prepared. I think the team it's only a matter of time. He's a winner. Like Deion. Deion is a winner that's going to win. And we want coaches that want to win, not guys that are trying to figure this mess out. And we get these rookie head coaches, first-time coordinators becoming head coaches, because it's not about the head coach's job is about deliberation, right? It's about managing the team. It's about getting all the good talent and all the coordinators around you to get the job done. You present the plan. You might call the plays, depending like maybe Andy Reid does, or there's only so many coaches that do some of the in the trenches work, but your job is to oversee the whole program. And if you don't have the leadership to be able to, galvanize these guys and make the people do exactly what you want them to do, now you're getting stuff like with Eberflus. I still don't think that Chase Claypool. Let me take that back. I guess with Mike Tomlin, if he don't work with Tomlin, he can't work with nowhere else, right?
Yeah.
So, and who's one of those leader
Ain't
type
use that
coaches?
man at all in Miami.
Right.
I don't think he got a catch.
No, I think he was still learning the game, but I'm tired of these coaches that just don't know what they're doing. And he's got enough of a balance of crazy yet, intelligence to me. Like Lovey was more on the passive side. He was disciplined. They had the defense. They didn't make too many changes from what he was doing, but he was stoic and he won. But then you get all these other guys like Tressman. You get Nagy. Nagy to me was a nice guy. Eberflus is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I want a guy that has not afraid to lay the hammer down and do what he has to do.
Well, I'll tell you this, right? If the Bears do go out and get Jim Harbaugh, you wouldn't be talking about the nice guy. You would be talking about a guy that actually is already hated by your president. I mean, listen, Kevin Warren has openly come out and talked about not being, a fan. Now, not recently, but yeah, I mean, but there's already there's open beef there with what's going on with Jim Harbaugh at Michigan and different things like that when he was the head of the Big Ten. But the one thing, Sylvie talked about this today on the Bears pod, tune in with that as well. The one thing he said a lot of winners in Chicago have come from guys having to make up. So Scottie Pippen didn't like Dennis Rodman, right? Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka always were at each other's throats. Like, how many guys do you look at in Chicago sports history where the controversy being overcome was one of the things that got them on the winning path? The Last Dance with the Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson and Jerry Krause don't like each other, but they put it aside to go win one more. You know what I mean?
The common denominator is being able to put the pride aside. All of them, it's pride. It's all of them knowing that you're talented. Buddy Ryan Ditka is probably one of the greatest of those examples of he's a really talented coach, and he knows I should have got the head coaching job, and he's envious of that position. But pride aside, they kind of work together. It was like, look, you go over there, don't come over here before I throw a wrench or a book at you or something.
It was aggressive.
But the point is that the pride of saying, hey, we can get this done based on your skill sets. Hopefully you can do that and coexist. Hearing that him and Warren, because I've heard little bits in here, because the internet's always right.
Yeah.
I don't know if Kevin Warren and Harbaugh actually have issues, but if that's the case, that may not be good. That means if they don't get along, he may not come here. But if he's smart enough to say, I need this guy I don't care. I want to win. I want football games to win. And plus you're messing with the business.
Well, I think Jim is very big on the history of the game. Right. And there was something he wanted to go back to Michigan to coach there because that's where he was from. That's where his coaches are at. I could see Jim wanting to come back here because he loved Ditka.
Mm-hmm.
He loved Ditka. And so, he's coming back to take over the job that Ditka did and was so successful in and has success here with him as well, right? But, you didn't get the ultimate success here. Him being able to come back, I think that does mean something to Harbaugh. And that would be a reason why he would want to come back here to Chicago. I think it just comes down at the end of the day to money, because I know Mark Davis will go to Jim Harbaugh and say, here's $15 million a year. You go out there and you do whatever you need to do to go out there and win games for us.
Right.
Will the McCaskies do that? That's the biggest question for me.
It sounds like Harbaugh is more about legacy, like him going to Michigan.
He's very big on legacy, yeah.
Michigan with Bo Schembechler of I think it's means
following in the steps.
Yeah, I think it means something like if you were to go back to your alma mater, and now you're the guy that gets to do that. I think but that tells me that's a guy that wants to be there.
Yeah.
He wants to take the position. He wants to sit to see take the shot. I don't want the guy that's kind of timid about it. He's like, no, I know what it stands for, the prestige of this position and what comes with it, and I want that. I want a guy that wants that. Versus there's some. What is it? There's a lot of guys who ain't worthy. It's like in Marvel, right? When everybody tries Thor's hammer, and not everybody's worthy for the hammer, right? And then when what's they get nervous when Chris Evans moves a little bit. Uh-oh.
Captain America lifts it a little bit.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. This guy is I think, worthy of the hammer to take that position. Some of these guys
is worthy of what now?
The hammer.
What's going on? Giving him the hammer?
No, not
going down that path.
No. Nice try.
You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Yeah, that doesn't apply. That didn't apply.
You try to give me a curveball.
That didn't apply. I'm not buying it. Hey, man, appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Let us know how you guys feel on Harbaugh in the comments below. I would love to have Jim Harbaugh here for a multitude of reasons. You know what's crazy? I think that the effect that Jim Harbaugh,
Steve-O, well, our hammer, what he say?
Well, our hammer is big as pause. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, Steve-O's in here wilding right now. No, but I think the one thing about Harbaugh to me that puts him above everyone else for me is Harbaugh came into a situation where a quarterback was in place and turned him from everyone thinking he was a bust to him playing well. I really believe that if Jim Harbaugh came here, especially with the two styles of quarterback that he had, Colin Kaepernick and Aaron Jones. Colin Kaepernick and why can't I think of the first one?
What? Sorry, what?
First quarterback. Weren't listening to me at all. Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. I was listening.
Colin Kaepernick and Alex Smith.
I'm monitoring a lot of stuff.
Not paying attention.
Checking the chat. I'm checking the screens. I'm checking.
Just watch it, Steve-O.
You know what? There you go.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy.
There you go, buddy.
Up yours, Joe Boo. But
hey, where's Joe Boo? Joe Boo in his room.
Yeah, Joe Boo in his room. Yeah,
nice.
Up yours, Joe Boo. That's a great movie. We got to get that. Hey, we got to have that as a combo. You know what I mean? We got to get the Matt Eberflus. What's up yours? Up yours, Joe Boo. That's a great combo.
Yeah, I'll get.
It's a great combo right there. But no, I think that right. When you look at the type of quarterbacks that he developed, right, his effect on Chicago could be if he comes in and he says, "You keep Justin Fields there, I can fix him." I think he could fix him. I think he could have a Mike McDaniels, Tua Tagovailoa effect.
Well, look how's he using his quarterback in Michigan now? That dude is running a little bit. He's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But I just think that he has the ability to just scheme for who you're playing against. A lot of times you see these coaches and it's kind of
Common
like this
sense.
is what we just run, right?
Yeah.
But if you're trying to win games and you have to kind of style the game to whoever your opponent is, I didn't understand it. I didn't think it was this hard to do that. Well, this is what we run and this is what we're going to do every week. And it's like, you're a moron. So, which is why I personally got irritated with Lovey, because it's like, we're going to run the ball. I just remember the Minnesota Vikings game with the Williams brothers. And we're going to run our average running back right up the gut.
Yeah.
It's like,
we're going to run it right at them.
We're going to go right at their strength. It's like they're the number one run defense and you don't change anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I think the difference there was no options.
No.
What were you going to do? You going to pass the football?
Who was on that squad? I need to look. I'm going to look that up.
Look it up. You ain't going to pass the football. By the way, 146 in here, 33 likes. Hit that like button, man. Come
Jordan,
on.
Look that up, that game, if you can, somehow. Tell me who was the quarterback, because if that was Bernard,
Rex, wasn't it?
If it was, he might have been hurt. I don't know. Rex, I don't know what
year
that was.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was 05. I don't know if that was 04, because Rex got hurt a lot, and then he finally played the year they went to the Super Bowl.
So it wasn't Rex. It probably was Kyle.
He played so many games.
It was probably Kyle.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there was no creativity to do anything, and it was just so irritating.
No, I feel you on that, man. Let's get this thing up over 100 likes, just to fuel Joel's fury. I just feel like Jim Harbaugh's effect on the Bears. I guess it is that, right? That's the saddest thing of it all. Common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Week in and week out, common sense.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's the one thing that irritates my soul, is that I've talked about 3 times this season my team not being prepared.
Yeah. Right.
Like, there's no way you're the
of
head coach of a football team with 10 days to get ready for something, and I'm sitting here talking about my team not being prepared 3 times this season.
Right.
All I'm asking for is common sense at this point. The rest of I would give Flus a pass if it looked like his defense was ready for what was coming, because he's missing the most important part of his defense. And we all understand that. I can't give him a pass because it looks like the defense doesn't know what the offense is going to do.
I don't want to hear, I didn't know the ball was coming to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You get paid. You get paid how much money to what you're doing, and the guy says, "I didn't know the ball was coming to me."
Yeah.
DJ Moore, and it's like we have one of the best receivers in the game, and y'all can't even get the ball to him. Period. It's like
he don't even expect it now. J-Mac also he also was like, "You should run every route like the ball is coming to you."
No, but the point is that if he verbally said that, you made your coach look stupid.
Yeah.
Because again, it just shows the ineptitude of what we're seeing with this leadership of this coach.
No, 100%. And you're starting off every play, and DJ Moore doesn't feel like he's a part of it. He's the best receiver on the team. He's the best player on the field. And you start off every play, and DJ Moore doesn't feel like he's a part of it.
So if Harbaugh comes here, what coaching staff would you like to see? Because it usually ends up not necessarily being who we think is going to end up being the coaches, but who would you like to see? Who is OC?
I mean, the tough part is, right, like the guys that he was attached to, John has now, don't he?
No, because Vic Fangio is in Miami.
Vic Fangio's still out there.
No, he's in Miami.
He's in Miami.
But Roman's still out there. Greg Roman.
I thought he was they let him go in Baltimore, didn't they?
He let him go. To me, I'm like,
I'd take a Greg Roman.
I'm like
Greg Roman tailored his scheme to what his quarterback strengths were.
Yeah.
That's like common sense. Hey, you know what? Again, we're back to common sense. I want dudes that do common sense things.
Yeah.
I'd take a Greg Roman because Greg Roman's going to look at Justin Fields and be like, hey, what happens if we roll this guy out? Or here's the thing. Even if we draft Caleb Williams, whoever it is for y'all, Caleb Williams needs rollouts.
Right. But it's kind of, it's crazy. So like when I took over my role at my job that I'm at now, overseeing all the IT, and I was amazed.
Richard.
Well, I was amazed at how overly complicated everything was.
Yeah.
Well, like they have some of the best tools for mail filter, for security. This we had 3 internet circuits for this. It's like, why?
Yeah.
We need 2, and we'll consolidate and we'll just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can overpay for all these things and do all this stuff. We have all these schemes instead of like, what are we getting down to?
Yeah.
We need to get down to the end zone. We need to score.
Yeah.
Let's make this very simple. And so you're trying to do all this extra complicated stuff, and then you're throwing these guys under the bus where it's like, well, you got so much time to learn this system, instead of just like, look, we'll get to these points. Now, is he the type of coach that looks like he could do that, where he can simplify, break things down, or has the ability to do that? Because sometimes it's the KISS model is all you need. Keep it simple.
I'll say this too. Is Riverboat Ron getting fired?
I don't know. That's all.
Riverboat Ron
that's what the
fired?
internet says.
He gonna get another head coaching gig, or he probably gets another head coaching gig. Right?
He got one immediately when he got fired.
He probably
from
gets
the
another
Panthers.
head coaching gig.
Yeah, okay.
I would think that
okay. He goes to
he
goes
probably
to the
goes
Raiders.
to Vegas.
Yeah, he goes to the
I
Raiders.
don't know, man. They might hold on to what's his name. They might hold on to Pierce.
Oh, Pierce. Yeah,
They might hold on to Pierce, bro. He's doing some things out there.
we'll see. I mean, he's got what is it? He only coached one game. See what he does next game.
No, he's on 3 now, right?
Is it 3?
He's coached 3 games. They've won every game he's coached.
Sorry. Well, I don't follow the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm here
It is
producing
what
the
it
show
is.
here.
It is what it is. Yeah, I appreciate that. No, man. Like I wouldn't be mad at. I mean, if you're talking about a staff.
Jonathan Flores. First play this Sunday. Screen to Valus.
Screen to Valus. Valus ain't even active. It still goes to Valus. It still goes to
I
Valus.
swear to God, if I see Valus Jones,
Oh my God, bro.
oh my God.
Bro, and here's the best part. The first kick to Tyler Scott, he goes. That's all Valus did for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if Rivera, maybe
Riverboat Ron probably gets another.
for him to come back and be the DC where he kind of started.
He probably gets another job though. I think he gets another. He's a good enough, especially if you're at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the beginnings, that you know what's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's back in Carolina.
Nah, that'd be kind of weird. Didn't they fire him? Oh, is there a new ownership?
I think there's new ownership there.
Did they fire? No. The owners that Jerry, what's the name, sold that team a while back. He sold that to the.
Maybe
I
it's
think
the same thing.
I don't think
know.
he goes back to Carolina.
But it's just I wouldn't be surprised to see him with another head coaching job.
Tell you what, we could see let's see. This is the draft watch. So you got the Giants, and Dable's not going nowhere. He just got there. The Patriots, they're talking about possibly moving on from him. Cardinals, who's their coach? I don't even remember.
I don't even know. I don't even remember. Who cares?
Green Bay, they're not going anywhere. The Rams is Sean McVay.
Almost said Sean Desai.
Tennessee is the linebacker dude from the Patriots and the Broncos.
Vrabel.
So I don't know. I don't at this moment. The only opportunities would be Patriots. Vegas ends up keeping what's the name? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he does end up becoming a.
If he doesn't, hey, listen, I'd love to have him back as a DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, his defenses do well.
Yeah.
Like the defense isn't the issue. Now he has no DBs out there, but we got DBs here. Already.
What you know? What though?
He's got no DBs in Washington.
To be honest with you, I would love to have Ron Rivera here because he's aggressive and he has the type of defense I like.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate this. The Tampa 2 is cool, and you definitely have seen it. I've seen it win.
And Greg said we got to start calling it the Chicago 2 because Tampa ain't ran it in 40 years.
That's where it started. They all adopted it.
The
Colts,
he
fine.
Said,
Chicago 2, I don't care.
He said we got to stop calling
the cover
it Tampa
2 is what it's called.
Yeah.
But the point is that you have to have all these specialized pieces. When we ran it, the best we ever ran it, and that was with Tommy Harris, and then we never replaced Tommy Harris.
Yeah.
We didn't replace Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And now we're in the same situation. Like I miss who's our boy from that was anchor of our 3-4 defense, Hicks.
Akeem Hicks, yeah.
You got
need
him.
your anchor.
You got him, but you got him on free agency as he was a low budgeted, free agent that we got, and he can end up hitting.
Yeah.
So like, why I want guys just give me 2 big jumbos, in the middle, and then I can have these linebackers roaming everywhere. I want blitzing safeties. I want that type of defense back. Not this. To me, that really exemplifies what the Chicago defense is all about.
Yeah. Right now, you're in a very bend but don't break style of defense. So
yeah,
we'll see what they end up doing, man. Hey, listen, I will say this. Let's keep this thing moving along. Let's jump into the Friday free-for-all, man, because I want to get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty when it comes to Jim Harbaugh, because the interestingness that is happening with Michigan only continues to get better.
Real quick to answer V-Dog's question, Rex Ryan. I don't know about Rex Ryan.
Now I'm cool on Rex Ryan. Let's
he-
leave Rex Ryan where he's at. Let him sit in the booth and stare at feet.
Well,
We know what he's into. You know what I mean? Let's leave him right where he's at.
I think he's more Hollywood now than anything else.
Just let him have them feet, dog. Let him do what he do.
Yeah.
But per Ross Dellinger, the Michigan suspension goes even further because the NCAA presented Michigan evidence that points to a booster, Uncle T, as having partially funded the scouting scheme, and an assistant coach, now fired, Chris Partridge, as attempting to destroy computer evidence. Now, I said this over on the Chicago Bears podcast. I will bring this here as well. This is one of the reasons why I think the Jim will be out, because of boosters and alum and all of this stuff that goes on. But Uncle T has to be Tom Brady, right?
You messed up I was about to set it up with the drum roll.
You weren't there. It has to be Tom Brady, right? Like, there's nobody else who's a Michigan alum that it could be, in my mind. And it's because of everything that's tied to the scandal. Not only is Uncle T a booster that paid for all of this to go down, but then computers end up getting destroyed in the process. Oh, you mean like when Brady's cell phone mysteriously got destroyed? Come on, dog. I love it. I love it so much. I love that.
Maybe it's Taylor Lautner.
Let me live in my conspiracy, dog.
Maybe it's Tom Selleck.
Let me live in my conspiracy, dog. Tom Selleck would be great. Tom Selleck.
I'm looking up all famous people.
Bro, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, there's so much that goes into this, and like all the time we go, these guys act like they're hiding government secrets, and then every now and then you get one of these scandals where you're like, this is kind of like some spy movie stuff here. Like, did he also swallow the passcode that lets you into the building?
Whoa.
Like, hey, yeah, that's crazy.
Whoa,
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. I feel like I said that quick enough, though. I feel like you were a little quick. See, we should have got the challenge flags made. I'd have challenged that one.
Dude.
I feel like that was quick enough on that.
We're getting challenge flags.
We're getting some challenge flags,
Yes.
bro. We're getting some challenge flags on that. I don't know about that one. I feel like you were a little quick on the
we got
trigger.
rules, though. No throwing at the face.
That's the best spot. Hey, yo.
Hey. Tony Dungy, he's from Michigan. Uncle T. No?
Uncle T for Tony Dungy? Nah, I'm not buying it.
Tim Meadows.
Nah.
From
It's gotta be.
Live.
Nobody else is connected with a scandal like this, though.
I mean,
Like,
but a
Tom's
booster
like,
has
I know
money.
how to. Tom's like, hey, listen, cheating, I know how to navigate cheating. But which is another reason why I could care less about the freaking anybody cheating in sports. Like, all of these sports cheat. Let's get over it. The Bengals are being investigated for not putting Joe Burrow on the injury list. They're basically, the NFL is investigating the Cincinnati Bengals because they.
I'm sorry, Coach T. Like, that's my cousin, Uncle T.
Okay, all right, okay, cool.
Where's the drums?
All right, cool. Yeah, that was terrible. That was horrible. I'm mad you added that to the show.
I'm sorry.
So the Bengals are being investigated basically because of gambling reasons. Even though Joe Burrow practiced all week, Joe Burrow went through everything. He started the game. They looked pretty good on the first drive. And then a ligament tore in his hand. Ouch. That will leave him out for the remainder of the season. What do you think about Joe Burrow and the Bengals getting investigated here for him not being on the injury report to start this game? This is just, you got too much time.
Wait.
Right?
Are you saying that they could be accused of cheating?
Another cheating scandal, dog.
Trying to get an advantage? Like
Uncle T back in there again. T Grizzly is hilarious, B. Bill. B. Bill said T Grizzly is Uncle T. No, T Grizzly was Michigan State, though. Everybody knows that. Remember Michigan State?
Whoa. Is Mike Zimmer out there? Mike Zimmer is chilling?
Mike Zimmer's. I don't.
I
Want
thought
Mike
he
Zimmer.
was working with Dion.
Mike Zimmer for what?
DC. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at some, the chat's going.
You watching the chat? Yeah, you're doing a Paris right now. The ADHD is kicking your butt.
What are you talking about? I got the music going. I got the things going. I got this going. I mean, what do you want me to do? Come on, man. Jesus Christ.
You're having too much
No
fun.
respect. No respect. Hey.
So,
No
Bengals Bengals cheating, basically. But they're not. I fought the Bengals not at all for this. Joe Burrow played.
Well, they thought he was ready, I guess.
If anything, if we want to investigate the Bengals for anything, let's investigate them for sending Joe Burrow out there repeatedly without an offensive line.
Exactly.
Let's investigate them for possibly ruining the career of one of the best quarterback prospects we've seen in a long time.
They've had a terrible offensive line since he got there.
And you know what
that's how good he is.
And you know what they invested in? Wide receivers.
No, they got Orlando Brown Jr., didn't they? He went there.
They did. Hey, listen, Ryan Poles is batting 1,000 on not overpaying.
Shout out. I mean, again.
Listen, we could be irritated by some of the people he didn't get, but he is batting 1,000 on not overpaying for talent.
And Mike McGlinchey,
Mike McGlinchey's been horrible as well.
He passed on. I mean, I guess the jury's still out there about the Jalen Carter thing, but I mean, he hit on Darnell Wright. We got a starting freaking right tackle and a starting wide receiver, and we got draft picks for next year. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I gotta give him credit on. Listen, and Braxton. I'll tell you what, Braxton Jones would look like an elite offensive lineman on that Bengals team. He looks all right now, but he would look elite on that Bengals team.
You got a lot of love for that dude. He's very mid to me, man. He is not the left tackle we need.
He struggles against the bull rush. Everything else he's
and
okay.
I don't want that. I want a real left tackle.
Yeah, we'll see what it ends up being. Hey, Joe, guys got to develop, man. He's been in the league 2 years.
I see what you did there, buddy.
Yeah,
that was cute.
Yeah,
No.
just
It's
saying.
Different when you need the guy to stand up so he doesn't get his head torn off.
This is true.
No, you can either block or you can't hit the guy.
That's all it is. No offensive lineman has ever developed after a couple of years.
No, we're talking about a left tackle. You got to. The thing is with him. Look, I can appreciate him being a very late round pick. So it was a 5th round pick. And
yeah, he's a 5th round pick.
The issue is that you are still blocking. That's the premier pass blocking spot. Some might dispute that, according to Drew, that between the right end or the left end, where they're not putting their most premier defensive end. But the point is that you're going against they pay defensive ends, tackles, and quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you.
I just think that I can appreciate that he's done enough, but I think he's capped at where he's at. You need a premier left tackle.
Listen, I would love to have a premier left tackle, but we could do a lot worse than Braxton Jones right now. Clarissa Thompson is an interesting. She was a sideline reporter, of course, and was out there for years, and basically said that sometimes she would make up the reports because the coach wouldn't talk to her, or she would run out of time and have to go to TV. She said that she would never say anything that was too wild that the coaches would get mad about, right? She would say things like, if the team was 0 for 7 on 3rd down, that we need to do better on 3rd down. If the team was struggling against the blitz, we need to do better against the blitz. And she has caught a lot of flack on this because basically mugs are like, again, here comes integrity. The integrity of being a sideline reporter or reporter in any capacity means that you have to always tell the truth. And she technically didn't lie, but she made up the reports. Are you upset that made up reports have been out there? This is the least of my worries. Like, I could care less about her making up these reports as long as it's not things that are like, this would be the craziest thing in the world. Like you didn't come out there and say, Coach Harbaugh told me that we're going to start going for it on 4th down every time down there.
I don't know, man. You're making up stuff.
You feel like that goes against the integrity. You're on the integrity keeper side.
I believe that there is a form of a gray world out here. There's black, white, and there's a little bit of gray.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, because that's an unfair advantage to me of like, you are trying to prove. That's like the guy on NBC who was making up all kinds of stories to, make himself look better. I forgot what the guy's name was. It was Nightline or Night.
Dateline?
I think was it him? Anyway,
I don't know.
But he was fabricating stories.
Yeah.
This is still a form of that. Like you're making up stuff just to make up stuff, and it's like, and then you get to get away with it. That's to me not cool. That's like us just making up all kinds of stories just to get. If we made up stuff to make people come here and we blow up, now everybody's expecting us to like come through. Because
But I guess I get it from the sense of making stuff up. But like she basically was saying, right, like they're 0 for 7 on third down. We need to do better on third down. What coach wouldn't tell her that?
But she didn't get that quoted though. At least not, because the problem is this.
Yeah.
If you do that and then it gets exposed, what else have you lied about before then?
Yeah.
Because if you could do that on national television, by the way, that means either you're just lazy because you couldn't go down there and ask the coach.
Yeah.
Like you're presuming, like you put yourself in a bad light, because to me that means that she did some other stuff that probably wasn't
That might not be the worst thing she's done. Tip of the iceberg type thing. Hey man, maybe. I don't know. I didn't have a big issue with it. I didn't care about it that much either.
No, dog, because the whole point is that once you start doing that type of stuff, now you're going down a path of like you're misleading people.
Yeah.
And then because let's say we did that here,
Yeah.
and we're like, and what happens if we make something up and then people are like, Harbaugh is here?
Yeah.
And then they're like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. Now your credibility is damaged. You have no credibility. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to start going down that path. And, and you worked hard to get those contacts. You worked hard to to work all those networks. That's the whole point. If you did, would you be doing that if you worked in those type of?
No, probably not. I wouldn't.
No, I'm not going for it.
He's kind of swayed me over to his side. I got to get. That's a compelling argument. Like there's a part of me that just doesn't care, but then there's another part of me that's just like, yeah, like if you're making stuff up, that is kind of crazy. I get it. Like you're not making up anything crazy, but it does make me distrust you a little bit.
It does. You doubt everything.
Like I doubt, like, okay, is this a factual statement?
And then
Where
you have
did
no
you get
freedom of
this?
speech.
Yeah.
Now, when you say something, it's like, well, did you really say that, or did you just come up with that? What did you come up with this time, Clarissa?
Yeah.
No.
That's tough, man. I love how she said it with confidence too. She said it with that that confidence of like, I didn't get fired for saying this before, and I've always said this. When you say it on the biggest platforms, people care a lot more. She said that on Pardon My Take over at the Barstool Network. So,
well, that's she might come back. That might come back to bite her.
We'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. Hopefully, she's. That's tough. You won me over on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I came in completely on the other side of this argument.
Wait till your daughter gets old enough.
Yeah.
It starts when you have kids and all that type of stuff. Like you're like, I can't trust you to just go down the street and do something. I'm gonna be right back. Did you do this? Who did that? I don't know. Like you're like, just tell me the truth.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to be lied to. Nobody wants to be misled.
I don't want to be lied to. I guess is this like. This is almost like manipulation a little bit. You're lying to me by telling me what you want me to hear based on the things that you think I would say. You're manipulating the situation a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like white lies. Like no one's dying from this.
Yeah.
But the point is that it just makes you question.
It didn't actually
else.
come from the source you said it came.
Yeah, like you're putting words in other people's mouth. You never know. That coach be like, I didn't want to say that. No one wants to be misquoted.
Yeah.
So,
that's interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, I didn't think we would talk about this long.
If someone says something that you said, or said that you said something you didn't say it, well, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
And if I don't like you,
I'm going at you.
Now I'm coming at you because now you're putting words in my mouth I didn't even say.
Well, that was the thing. She said that everything she would say would be like vague, general terms that the coaches would tell her all the time.
Because she got tired of not being able to get anything out of them. So, yeah, I get it. But you can't throw a temper tantrum because you don't get your way about it. Well, all right, I'll just say whatever then. They're not going to give me what I want.
I don't think it was the temper tantrum. I think it was more so because like the coaches would be in there talking too long. They would come out and then just come straight out.
Right. So
you don't get to catch them.
They're giving her the vague answers,
like
but it's like she's trying to put herself in a spot where, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we're talking coach speak. What she say is 3rd and 7. So she just took liberties. I just think that when you do that, you just want to be careful because now if you take liberties like that, then the next one might be something else and set you up for failure. That's all.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect that to get this good of a conversation. I was gonna talk about the White Sox trading for Aaron Bummer, but I know you don't care about that. Or trading Aaron Bummer. That was interesting. 5 players for Aaron Bummer. Aaron Bummer was a bummer.
I don't even know that. I don't even follow.
Yeah, I know. You have no idea who Aaron Bummer is. Hey, man, appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Y'all already know what to do, man. Leave that 5-star review over on the podcast side. As always, this boy Pat, the designer, back at it again. Questions on the table. Do you think Jim Harbaugh's next stop will be the Chicago Bears? What's your prediction for Sunday's game? Drop that in the comments below. For the super producer, Joel Holt, it's your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love. We'll be back live later tonight for Bulls versus Magic. Oh, God. Peace.